guys, so I'm here today to film a review and first impression video for you on the Saraya Jade Cosmetics collab with Hot Topic. This launched in early January. I picked up a couple pieces and I wanted to do a review before I start the video. Subscribe to my channel. I upload every Tuesday and Thursday, and we want you to hang out, stick around, kick back, you know, whatever. Like, subscribe. It doesn't hurt. So in November, Saraya Jade, who is Paige from the WWE, launched 4 liquid lipsticks on her website for $14 each, or $14.99 each, I believe. And then in January, she launched another collab with Hot Topic, which was 4 liquid lipsticks, a highlighter palette, and an eyeshadow palette. I didn't get the highlighter palette because it wasn't in stock on my Hot Topic, but I did pick up the eyeshadow palette, and I also picked up 3 of the 4 liquid lipsticks. So I'm going to be swatching the liquid lipsticks and talking about the eyeshadow palette. So I'm going to start with the liquid lipsticks first. So the 3 shades I have are Hex, Lydia, and Sweet Saraya. Sweet Saraya is actually the red that I'm wearing on my lips right now, and so I am going to swatch it for you. It's a beautiful, beautiful red. It's a bright red. It's coming out more orange on camera where it has more pink undertones in person. And then I'm also going to swatch it next to IDFC, which is the red that came out with her other collection. And as you can see, they're very different. So this is Sweet Saraya and this is IDFC. So IDFC definitely has more like burnt undertones, almost like burnt orange undertones to it, and it's darker, whereas Sweet Saraya is more of like your true blue-based bright red, which I actually love. And if you don't know, Sweet Saraya is actually her mom's wrestling name, so it is named after her mom. And then there's the shade Lydia, which is, can you hear my cats in here causing a scene? Kind of like a mauvey, color, which to me reminded me of Rebound from her Saraya collection. And I will say these ones are a little similar. I will say that Lydia has more brown undertones to it, whereas Rebound is more pink. So this is Lydia and this is Rebound. So they're a little similar. I'm not sure if you need both in your collection, but if you love a mauve nude, you need both in your collection. The only other shades, like Hex and Into Dust, are nothing alike because Into Dust is brown and Hex is purple, and Hex is a beautiful color. I wore it in one of my last videos. And then the last shade is I Don't Need You, which she has a nude in her collection called Jordan, which is named after Melena Ruca's daughter. So it might be similar to this, but I don't have that one because I don't love nudes, so I didn't pick it up. Do you see a cat back there? Just casual. So yeah, those are the shades next to each other. I will say that I did ask for the formula of the liquid lipsticks from them, and I also saw that Paige on Twitter confirmed that these are a different formula. This is definitely a more watery formula, whereas this is a more moussey formula, but I will say they're both comfortable on the lips. Like, once they've dried down, they kind of feel the same on the lips, and I was concerned that these ones would feel more like the ColourPop or the Kylie liquid lipsticks where they're like really drying, but I don't find these to be super dry on lips. I find them to be super comfortable, and I actually really like them a lot. How did she make 2 different liquid lipstick formulas that were great? The liquid lips retail for $11.90 Canadian or $8.90 US, so they're actually cheaper than her own collab, and they come in this adorable packaging, which I love. And then you have the eyeshadow palette, which I don't know what it's called. Like, maybe it's called Kinda Freaky, A Little Geeky, and it's like a book, which I like in theory. I also want to say that my book was left in a bag on the floor because I didn't want to use it until I was going to test it out, so I like kept it off my table, and my cats got into the bag, tore the book, and like, look at these little tiny fucking cat teeth bite marks in it. Thank you, cats. It wasn't this cat. This is the good cat right here. Anyway, so it's a book, and you get 24 eyeshadows for $24.90 Canadian or $18.90 US dollars, which is actually a great price, to be honest. So in the front, you've kind of got your deeper, darker, more colorful shades, as well as one matte white color. And then in the back, you've got, oh, I don't want to blind you. In the back, you've got kind of your more neutral tones as well as a purple. I kind of feel like I wish the purple and the white from the other side were switched so that like this was all your like neutral tones and that was all your pops of color and deep shades, but either way I like them. I will say with the packaging, there's like a divide in the middle, but you can't open it that way. You only open it from the front and from the back, and I kind of just wish it was just a fold out book so that I could see all the shades at once, because like my brain just has trouble like trying to put a look together while having to open up two sides. I don't know, that's just my own problem, but I'm just letting you know. Also, the mirror in here is huge and very high quality, and you get two of them, which isn't bad. So I'm going to insert a clip now of me trying out the eyeshadows for the first time. Please ignore the cat ear in the frame. And then we will discuss how they look. Okay, so I've already primed my lids with the Urban Decay Primer Potion in Eden, and I set it with a loose powder. I think today I'm just gonna use kind of the back half of this palette. The front is nice, but it's really dark and vampy, and I think I want to put the red lipstick on with it, and like I don't think I want to go in there. I kind of want to do more of the kind of dark cool tone neutrals down here. So first I'm going to take the shade Jet, which is this light neutral color on my Smith 232, and I'm just going to buff that into my crease. I will say there's a lot of kickback in this palette, if you can see. I personally don't care about kickback at all, if I'm being honest. I'm just letting you know. Okay, this shade might literally be my, either isn't showing up or it's my skin tone. You can't really see that because I think it's just like basically the color of my skin. I mean, it's a little bit darker than my skin, but not really. So I'm gonna take the shade Mercury. I'm gonna take this kind of plummy shade here, Mercury, on the same brush and do the same thing. Okay, that is showing up more. I think some of these shades look darker in the pan than what they are, so hopefully my swatches show you the true colors, because I do think that like even this shade Mercury, I definitely thought it was going to show up darker on me than it did. Oh, it is building nicely though. As you can see, the colors built up. And it's not really going on patchy or anything, which I appreciate. I'm going to take a Sigma E25 and I'm going to take the shade Queen here in my crease. I'm just gonna pop it on the outer corner and then blend it into the crease. Okay, that's actually blending out really nicely. I will say I maybe want them to be a little bit more pigmented, but overall it's not bad and they are building, so I'll take it. I'm gonna take the shade Attila because I want to add some more cool and like depth to my look, so we're gonna pop that over that in the crease to kind of cool it down. Oh yeah, that's nice. I'm gonna take the fluffy brush again and I'm gonna take it in Mercury and just kind of blend out those edges just to add a little bit more of that plummy color back in. Then on a flat shader brush, I'm going to take that color Queen, and I'm just going to apply it just on the outer half of my lid. I'm going to be honest with you, these shadows are applying much better than I expected from a Hot Topic collab and from how they swatched. Like, that's nice, and it's not patchy at all. Then I'm going to take a clean blending brush and just blend out the edges. I have a lot of brow bone space, so sometimes I blend my shadows way too high, so I like to do this to kind of just diffuse the edges a little bit better. Last night I did a look and I literally blended my blue eyeshadow like into the front of my eyebrows, and I was like, that's a little excessive, girl. Okay, so far these are actually blending really nicely. This is what they look like. I think it looks fine, to be honest. Like, I had low expectations for this palette, but I'm really actually impressed. So I'm going to take the shade Mercury, which is a shimmery pink color, and I'm going to try to press it onto my lid with a flat shader brush first, because I don't like eyeshadows that only apply well with a brush. Or sorry, with your finger. Actually, this isn't bad. I can tell. Okay, so this is what it looks like on my brush, but let me use my finger and see that it's, yeah, way better. Actually, this color's interesting. Like, I definitely thought it was gonna be, again, in the pan, it looks way darker than how it's showing up on the lid, and it almost has a little bit of like a duochrome to it on the lid. And I think I want to pop like, I think I'm going to pop this cranberry color kind of in between the matte shade and the light shade I used. It's called Fatale. I'm just going to use my finger again just to pop that in the center to kind of help blend it and kind of just give it some dimension. Yeah, that's the stuff right there. Okay, so this is the finished look. It's not finished, obviously. I have to put on, you know, like my whole face. I always do my eyes first, and then I finish my eye. So I do this part of my eyes first, and then I finish my whole eye look at the very end. So for now, this is what it looks like. I actually really like it. Again, eyeshadow I think is this thing that always comes together at the very end. Like right now, I don't think it looks that great, but I can tell that it's gonna look good. There's a little bit of fallout here, but not a lot, and nothing I can't just wipe away. So I'm going to finish my face. I'm going to actually clean up my edge here. Then I'm gonna finish my face, and I will be back to finish the eyes and put on the final touches of my eyes with you. Okay, so to finish off the eyes, I'm just going to take the shade Lydia, which is this kind of off-white, it's actually pretty white, matte shade to highlight my brow bone because your girl does not believe in a shimmery brow bone. I'm just gonna be honest with you. So I'm glad there is a matte fair shade in this palette. And for my inner corner highlight, I'm going to take the shade on the other side, which is Oddball, which is just this really shimmery, like white in the inner corner. So this is the finished look, and I have a piece of fluff on my face, but overall I think it looks honestly fantastic. I'm actually blown away by how well this eyeshadow is performing. I think it's so good, like better than Morphe. I will say the shimmers I don't think perform that well, but I also feel like I have a really high, like, I have a high bar for shimmers. I have lipstick on my teeth. Classy. I have a high bar for shimmers, and I think if you use your fingers, they apply well. If you use a brush, they apply just like not as well as you would, not as like foiled as you want, or at least as I want. I want my shimmers to be like wha-bam on my face, but I do think it's such a beautiful look. I think the mattes blended out so well, and like all in all, I'm feeling it. So overall, I'm actually very impressed with how the eyeshadows look. So now what I'm going to do is, oh my god, Tallulah. Do you see this cat? She wants to attack my ring light. She doesn't understand it, and she wants to eat it. Hi! Hi. Hi. Excuse me, ma'am? Ma'am. Ma'am, could I help you? So I'm going to swatch all of the shades for you because I just feel like, because they're in two different spots, it fucks me up, if I'm going to be honest. So first is the shade Siren. Oh, it's going to be really hard now that I have a tattoo here. Sorry. First, oh my god, cat. First is the shade Siren, which is kind of this metallic silver blue shade. Then you have the shade Creature, which is a matte plum. Then you have the shade Fatale, which is this gorgeous, like her shimmers swatch really well. This gorgeous cranberry color, which I did use in this look today. Then you have the shade Craft, which is a dark purple. Again, the mattes don't swatch well. Then you've got Winona, which is a burnt red color. It swatches a little bit chalky, but I'm not mad about it. Then you've got Scream, which is this fucking gorgeous cobalt blue with like almost a black base to it, which is beautiful. Then you've got Night, which if you didn't know is her family's wrestling name, which is another beautiful kind of shimmery purple color. Next you have Prince, which is this can I say a gorgeous copper? Did I call every shade in this thing gorgeous? That's a really, really nice copper, if I'm gonna be honest. Then you've got Freak, which is a shimmery kind of gray charcoal color. It's nice. Then you've got, oh, I lied. That purple was Charmed. This shade is Night. The shade names are above the shadows in this palette, which I also think is kind of confusing. I wish it was on the bottom like everywhere else. But can we talk about this color? Then you've got Lydia, which is just a matte white color, so you probably won't even really be able to see it on me. And lastly, we've got Freak, which is a matte black. I would call it more of like a charcoal because, like, is it black? I don't know. So that is everything from the front of the palette, and I'm going to swatch the other shades from the back of the palette on my other hand. So first you've got Oddball, which is this really beautiful, just an icy white color, which I love. Then you've got Underdog, which is this nice burnt orange, I guess, like, but like a light burnt orange. Then you've got Jet. This shade is a little light for me personally. Like, I don't know who this is going to be a transition shade for. I guess Paige is even paler than me. Then you've got Bowie, which is this beautiful purple, but purples are really hard to make, and this purple does not swatch well. I haven't used it yet, so I'm not sure how it'll perform, or if it's supposed to be kind of a purpley pink like this, because I do find that a lot of the shades swatch lighter, or swatch or apply lighter than they look in the pan, so it might just be like the color she was going for. Then you have Leather, which I don't know why this shade is called Leather. I kind of feel like Underdog should be called Leather because it's more of like a brown leather color, whereas this is like a purpley pink. Then you have Enchanted, which is a shimmery purple color, or like pinky color here. It's the shade I'm wearing on the inner part of my lid, so it definitely looks better on the eyelid than it does swatched. Then you have Queen, which is, like, this doesn't swatch well at all, but it applied on my lids very nicely, so just something to keep in mind. Then you have Attila, which is this really pretty matte, cool-toned brown, which you know I'm here for a cool-toned brown. Next, we've got Mercury, which is another deep plum color. It's definitely more neutral toned than something like Leather. Then we have, hold on, I need to clean my hands. Okay, final stretch. We've got Weirdo, which is a light, neutral toned, almost slightly warm brown. Different, which is this beautiful icy pink. Oh, that's actually really nice, to be honest. You really can't see it. Let me zoom you. Bring you in a little closer here. And then the last shade in the palette is Geek. Why did I just say Geek so weird? This is like a brown with red undertones in it, but like not a warm orangey brown. So now I'm gonna do this and say, this is the whole palette swatch. This is the beginning of the palette, this is the end of the palette. I kind of feel like they should be switched, but like that's not my decision. There's tons of looks you could do in this palette. I love the color story. I love the color selection. I think the packaging's a little bulky, but I know what she was going for. The mattes blend really well. There is a lot of kick up when you use them, but I don't personally care about that. There wasn't a lot of fallout, and that's usually the issue with kick up. And it was nothing like Subculture, so we don't have to worry about that. I think the packaging's beautiful, like design-wise. I think the color selection is really nice and like really great for anyone that could, like, you could get tons of looks out of this. And like, I just think that they blended really well, to be honest. I can't wait to play around with this more. I love this palette. I guess I'll do a post disclaimer that Paige is one of my favorite wrestlers in the entire world and an absolute queen and a goth ass bitch who speaks to my soul. So like, I'm trying not to be biased, but maybe I'm biased, but I don't think I am, because like, look at this eyeshadow look. It looks beautiful, to be honest, and I had such low expectations going into this because I thought a collab with Hot Topic would not be great because their other eyeshadow palettes I've used before haven't been great, but clearly this one's good, or they've upped their game, or Paige was just like actually involved and made sure that her shit was dope. I can't wait to use some of these darker shimmery colors and like just to continue playing around with these mattes because they're so beautiful. And I appreciate that this isn't just like a warm toned neutral palette. There's cool tones, there's berries, there's just so much in here, and like 24 shades for $24 Canadian is a fantastic deal, even cheaper in the States. I just Overall, love it. I love her liquid lipstick collections. I love all the colors. I do think that the colors for her website collab or website launch, the breakup collection, and this collection were a little bit overlappy. Like, I think if you're gonna launch 8 colors to start, I would make them more different than similar. Like Lydia and Rebound, like 2 reds, 2 mauvey nudes, and 2 like more pinky nudes. I just feel like it's too similar. But maybe she was trying to make the collabs at the same time. I don't know what happened, but I just think that, like, I can't wait for her to come up with more shades that are completely different. I'm so excited. And I will say I'm trying to use a makeup wipe right now to take these off my hand, and they're not going anywhere. Overall, I think this created a beautiful look. It was easy to work with. They matte blended out well, and I'm happy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down below if you've tried any of her collab. I'd like to know if you guys have tried the highlighter palette, because I want to get it, but I saw some of the shades look a little bit dark, and like, your girl is pale. So yeah, I think it's super affordable. It's super great. Overall, I absolutely love the collab, and I definitely think it's worth checking out if you can find it in your local Hot Topic, because you're getting a lot of shadows for your money, and if you like the color story, you're not going to be disappointed in how they perform, because I didn't have any trouble today putting this look together. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.